Good morning, good evening, good night. This is More on the Road with Bernard Moore the third, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Nothing but more is definitely what we're all about. We're here live at Hillcrest Christian School. I know you may see some young man down here just shooting around, getting a few shots up, getting prepared for upcoming season, finish out school, things are along that nature. But joining me today is the man that who helped put all this stuff together. I know he's going into just completed his second season here at Hillcrest, and the outcome wasn't what we would like, but you see the progression in the team, and I can say one thing of being a part of it, definitely proud of what has taken place amongst the guys. But if you are a spade player and you play with your teams, depending on who is, as I say, dealing the cards, you kind of question how they shuffle the cards, how they deal them, hand them out to you. I don't know if Coach plays spade, but I know he's definitely a good spade player. Joining me today is Coach Greg Thetford, coach over here. Cause how you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing real good, coach.
Now I know you heard me talking about playing spade. You don't know what you're getting, especially you got somebody that they shuffle the cards, they be doing all that crazy stuff, they'll be dollar stacking, and then they deal the cards, then you look at your hand, then you look at your partners like, I got four in the push, or how many you got at the beginning of each season. This is you just completed your second season, well, second and a half
Yeah.
season. Just completed second half season. Do you ever go into next year look like, man, what hand am I finna be dealt?
Not necessarily. Well, coming into this past season, it was sort of like that. But I wasn't really too much worried because we had four guys that returned from their previous group that played for the state championship. So, like I say, leaning on those guys back, I knew we was gonna be fine. And even going into next year, I want to say we got 7 or 8 sophomores coming back. So they was in that championship moment this past season. So we'll be fine. We just gotta continue to work hard and come in the gym every.
What is you coming to this off season? You know that especially at Hillcrest, all of your team, the players play other sports. What are your expectations for them to finish out this academic year, looking forward to next year?
Just finding time for them to get in the gym, get in the weight room to get better, even out there on the track to run and condition. So just kind of finding time in between. Um, we do have a few guys that won't be playing those other sports, so they can have more time to get stronger, faster, bigger, and like say get better on the court.
Now, looking at last your first year, I'm gonna put it your half season. You came in, you took over a team, you lost. I want to say probably about two or three players from the team, but then coming up to the following year, you gained a few more players. What was the difference between the half season you took over and coming to full season? Because you almost had basically almost the same team. What was the difference?
The difference was those guys just needed some discipline, and some of those guys also just needed those reps. But the biggest thing was just a discipline to understand, just even the small things, keeping the locker room clean, keeping the gym clean, just some of the small things. Then you can worry about the other bigger things.
Now, with that, now, I'm glad you said about discipline. Discipline is very important. Off the court, discipline can definitely transfer to on the court, but sometimes players don't see how they equate. They are similar. What is something that you do to kind of instill in the players says yes, they do be basically the same off the court and on the court with discipline?
Well, I'm just old school in a lot of ways. So just going back to how it was back when I was in school at Provine, and then just talking to some coaches and stuff, and then just kind of relating to the kids as well. A lot of them, come from 2-parent household, and then like I tell them, y'all blessed to be coming to a private school. Your parents got to pay for y'all to go here. So just trying to make sure they understand some of the, like say, the small things to do what they need to do.
Now, with that, also playing, looking at the public school, I said we're both products of public school, in which I love my education from Forest Hill High School, right around the corner from here at Hillcrest, and I applaud that. The difference between the public education and the public setting compared to the private setting. What's your equivalent difference? Like I said, with you being a public school graduate as well.
Well, the classroom size was a lot smaller here at Hillcrest, so that's really good for a lot of kids. It's good for some parents; they can feel a little more. secure on their child education, and then of course they got to pay to go here. So it's a big difference, I will say. And then when it comes to the sports side, I know here kid want to play, they can come out and play. So in public school there are a lot of trials. So if a kid go to a public school and they don't make the team, I mean, it's just something they just have to deal with.
Now, with that, you've received a lot of players know that went to public school, uh, didn't make the team, or someone made the team but what was not playing, and they decided to transfer. Not saying that what was the reason, but they transferred and they came here and they were very productive. Was it something though that you instilled into the player, or it was just they were given an opportunity?
You're always given an opportunity when you come in here. Well, whether I have 19 guys or 1 through 19 is gonna have the opportunity to show us what they can do. But that kid that comes in, he also gotta buy into the system. He can't just come in and just think it's gonna be his unless he just shows he's a dog on the court. But he gotta buy into the system because once again, you didn't make the team over there, which is fine. You over here now, but you do gotta show us that you are willing to buy into what we have going on here because we've been in something over here.
Again, this is a More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, talking with Coach Greg Thetford, head coach over at Hillcrest Christian School, 4060 Southside Road. Definitely come on by and look. You can see some of the banners and the championship they won. It is a small institution hidden in South Jackson where I think you can come definitely get a good quality education. Like Coach stated, it's small and that you get that personal one-on-one opportunity. And then as well as on the athletic side, they open up the doors and opportunity for you to play multiple sports. So not saying that you're going to be bogged down to just only one particular sport. And there's some things about at smaller private schools that they share the scholar athletes because of the number of students. But it is a good opportunity for you to definitely come on in and learn, as well as get a Christian education, as well as be part of a championship athletic team. Now, Coach, we speaking of championship. Like I said, you finish out your half season and you came into your first complete season. It's almost the same group of guys, but like I said, you had to tweak a few things to get them to understand the expectation at the beginning of the season to the outcome of the season. Were they similar, or that's what you expected, or were you surprised by what happened your first full season?
Well, that's what I expected from the beginning of the season to the end. Like I said, we set our bar high, and those guys did meet those expectations. It was rocky doing summer league, but like I told them, I'm not too much worried about summer league. I just want y'all to get better, learn each other, learn us as coaches, and we'll worry about the rest when the season hit. But once those guys got the plan, we kind of tweaked a few things when it came to rotation and stuff, and those guys really bought in, and it really showed, come the end of the season.
Now, I know, like I said, you had last year, you had seven, your first full season, was it 7 seniors?
6.
6.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna say this. Now I'm stepping on Coach. So like I said, I was the junior varsity coach, and we were runner ups in our district championship, and I lost 7 guys that transferred over up to varsity this past season, and you can see what took place. Like I said, we were district champs for varsity, as well as the district runner up for junior varsity. So the teaching is there. Not trying to brag and boast about himself, but coach came in with a system, and he shared it with me, and we just brought both of our kind of ideas and together, and we developed what we developed. Now it's still something we're still trying to get over that hump of winning to go ahead and host the Class 3A championship. No, it is there, but coach, even the first season, your first full season, you played for the 3A championship. How was that? No, you went through the challenge of playing in the district, was successful, undefeated in the district, and then going and defeating South State, and then came over to meet West Memphis for the championship. What was it like? No, winning South State, and then you played in the championship game.
It was a great experience. It was a really good experience for the guys. That West Memphis team we played last year was just a really great team. But I had a lot of guys that was never in that type of moment, that type of setting. So it was kind of shell shock to those guys. A lot of them were tired. We did play the night before, so it was just so much things played a part in it. But not taking anything away from West Memphis, that was a really tough West Memphis team we played, and we just wasn't prepared for that.
Now, with that, what you're saying though, that you played the night before, then had to come play a real tough game, then you had to travel to even play the game. What is something that you can tell in the mindset of the players? No, definitely get prepared for this because you had to play a hard fall. Was it Lamar Christian
The night
last year?
before,
Yes,
that was Tunica. We played the
Tunica.
night before.
Tunica the night before, in which they were a very shooting team. They were an aggressive team from the north, and then had to travel back home, get some rest, then travel back again to play a West Memphis team. What was something you was trying to tell the guys to definitely be prepared for that?
The main thing was just to get some rest. Some of those guys did it, some didn't. But I mean, we paid for it the next day in the championship game. So and it was just the biggest thing for those guys to get rest because I mean, I know I was tired and I know they had to be tired too just to play. So just to get rest.
All right, and with that, what is something that you can kind of prepare the guys for this upcoming season? Because I know that's still our goal again. That we still going to repeat is this not the goals are not going to change. What is something that we can prepare the guys for this upcoming season to be prepared for playing day after day and tough games against tough opponents?
Just to understand that we will, like you say, play those tough opponents, and just to know there's a target on our back. To bring back 7 or 8 guys from this previous team, and out of those 7 or 8 guys, maybe 3 or 4 played and played some great minutes. And I want to say one of them is a starter. One of those sophomores is a starter. So just getting those guys to understand the target on our back, and then we move into a new district, the district we crossed with the past 2 years. So we just got to understand that we have to put in the work and continue the success that we have going on in Hillcrest.
All right, now I know being at a private school, you don't know what expect of players or new students or transfer students you may get in. With the current roster right now that you have, are you looking saying that we can repeat or even be even better than this previous season?
We can repeat and we will. Like I said, we just have to put in the work because, like I said, the old guys just coming back. They were in that moment, and just talking to those guys, they didn't like the feeling. Just to be right there, knowing that the game is ours, and then in the blink of an eye, it's gone. Those guys are really hungry. Like I said, we got 3 guys in the gym right now working out. But with that group, we returned 3 starters with that group. One is currently an 8th grader, another one is currently a sophomore, and another one is a junior as of right now. So I think, like I said, we're going to get back to that state championship game. We're going to actually win it this year.
All right, now with planning it again this year against West Memphis and watching the game, you went into overtime, you fought back and went into overtime. Even some of the fans and officials thought that number one made that shot, that buzzer beater. Everybody thought the game was over, but then you went into overtime. What was the mindset of the players? No, they were fought hard again, still had to travel, fought hard, but then got down to a buzzer beater opportunity. What was the mindset of the players going into that overtime?
I want to say they was it was probably like tired a little bit because when that shot went up and the way it hit, everybody just knew the game was won by us. We had several opportunities before that shot to secure that win in regulation, but we didn't. But when that shot went up, we just knew the game was over with, and Hillcrest was state champs. Even though, like I say, even the officials thought it, that happened our way, but it didn't. So going to overtime, we just knew we had another 4 minutes to take care of our business.
Again, this is More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, talking with Coach Greg Theffer of Hillcrest Christian School. Just want to give thanks to those individuals that definitely helped make this show what it is. More and More Sports Management, nothing but more, www.mms-management.com. Give us a call and see how we can be a part of your event, help plan, all that good stuff. Contract negotiations from A to Z. Scripture that they utilize is 1 Corinthians 12, many different gifts and talents, and that's what More and More Sports Management provide, different many gifts and talent. Talking Sports Live every Wednesday at Full Moon Barbecue in Madison, Mississippi. I join Rob J, Jamie Horton, Larry Nix, myself behind the scene as we talk sports, eat barbecue, and have a whole lot of fun. So join us every Wednesday at 1935 Main Street in Madison, Mississippi, or you can log on to the website, Talking Sports Live, Facebook, TS Live MS, YouTube, Twitter, X, or whatever you want to call it, as well as Instagram. If unable to catch any of the shows, tune in on 35 The Lou Sunday nights at 10 p.m. To rewatch the show. And I want to thank the Best Little Porkhouse in Mississippi, 1935 Main Street, Madison, Mississippi, Full Moon Barbecue. Give them a call and place an order at 601-853-1712 or contact their catering department 601-466-7713 for 10 meals or more. Contact the catering department to place an order. Let them know that you heard it on More on the Road. They may throw you an extra cookie or something. Monique's Dessert Boutique LLC, Purple Velvet Bakery at yahoo.com. Look them up on Facebook as well as Instagram. Cookies, cakes, cupcakes, muffins, oh my. Monique's Dessert Boutique. Hillcrest Christian School, one family, one faith, one future, 4060 South Sour Road here in Jackson, Mississippi. Give them a call at 601-372-0149 to schedule a visit. Come out and take a look at the championship trophies that we've won, as well as the other ones that we're looking to put in more. Now, talking with Coach to say we have to build us a little trophy room for the trophies that we've won thus far already. We've won 4 or 5 out of the 2-year span that's been here. So that just speaks for success for itself again. Hillcrest Christian School. Also, Defining Moments. Tune in locally, 104.3 FM at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time on Tuesdays and Thursdays for Defining Moments with Larry Nix. So tune in, log on to Facebook live stream as well as YouTube, Defining Moments with Larry Nix. Again, we're here at Hillcrest Christian Schools. I know you probably hear the basketball bouncing around. We got a few players up here working out. Again, this is what it takes to be the best, is that you're here working out during the off season instead of trying to get better and to perfect the craft which you're looking to excel in. Also, there's some very good scholar academic athletes. I know 2 of them. One of them is on the high principal dean's list, and the others are there on the honor roll as well. So they have some good academic scholarship also. But again, we're talking with Coach Greg Thetford here at Hillcrest Christian School. Coach, now back-to-back district champs, back-to-back Class 3A runner-ups. Play in the overall tournament this past year and defeated Claiborne and ran up against Jackson Prep. What was the difference compared to last year? Lost in the open round to Oakwood. Then this year you advanced. You took a step farther. What was the difference in this year and compared to last year's team?
Well, I think after that state championship game this year, a lot of guys were down, but we had another opportunity to play and win a basketball game. So that was just kind of a little hungry for that, because like I said, that loss hurt. And so to go into that Claiborne game, the guys just really wanted to get another win. And then, like I said, going into the Jackson Prep game, we knew that was going to be a big game for us. Jackson Prep is a phenomenal program. So, I mean, it was mainly it.
Well, what did you think about the fan support? I know you had the fans. They followed us everywhere, even in the boondocks of Louisiana, which I dislike them trips, though. But the fan support.
I mean, it means a lot to those kids. So just have that fan support from the parents, from the administration team, teachers. Like I said, that means a lot, to those kids. And that's something you need at a school. I mean, we're a winning program here, so why not, come support the kids?
What is something that I say, if Coach said, if I can put my hand on right now, is going to get me that championship gold ball?
Man, it's tough. I mean, that's a good question, but I mean, it's just tough, Coach. Like I said, we had it this past year and just got away. So I'm still trying to think on how we can just go ahead, grab it, and secure it.
Now I know when you return it, you're losing 5.
Yeah.
2 are major contributors for points and rebound, as well as defense. Do you see someone that's going to fill that spot? I know it's going to be different ones because the two major contributors losing. There's your two leading scoring and 2 leading rebounding, and then 2 good defenders. Do you have someone that's going to fill those spots individually? Like I said, you would like to have 1 or 2 or 3 to fill all of them.
Right.
Do you have someone that you feel that's from last year's team that's going to fill those spots?
Going into next year from this past season, I think we as a team gonna have to fill those spots because, like you say, two of those seniors are two leading scorers and two leading rebounds. I mean, it's bulk of our points and rebounds. So as a team, because we'll be a whole lot smaller next year too compared to this past season. So we as a team gonna have to contribute to be just as successful next year as we were the past two seasons.
Now, losing those two, did that hurt? I know you enjoy coaching them because you coached them both of the years that you were all the years that you were here. Losing them, coming to that senior year, the last game, do you feel like, man, I'm gonna miss them, but I still got to play?
Yeah, because I mean, I wanted to continue to play. Of course, the season already felt long. We played 31 games, being our last game. But I mean, anytime you get a group of seniors like that, you want to continue to play. But also, their time expired here. So I mean, you just got to get ready with the next group and continue to work.
Are the guys that the upcoming class, they looking forward to filling those voids? I know, Coach. No, I know we're gonna ride them, but are they looking forward to the hard work that they finna get into?
Oh yeah, they was talking about it the next day. I mean, they wanted to go ahead and get in the gym. Like I told them, I said, y'all gonna get y'all a break. And so we played 31 games this year. So just go ahead and get you a break. And it's gonna be a time when we're gonna get back in the gym and put in that work.
Right. How is it important for guys to be in the gym now, especially during the off season?
Oh, it's very important. Basketball year-round sports. I mean, just to get in the gym every day, take a day or two off each week to rest. But I mean, it's very important because a lot of kids now don't work on their game. So I mean, it's important to get in.
Now, with that, I know with a lot of summer league is coming up, and a lot of kids playing AAU basketball. Now, not trying to knock AAU because I know that you were AAU coach. You had a couple AAU teams as well. What's the difference of the playing style compared to the AA coach? I mean, AA playing AA circuit basketball, than playing your more structured high school basketball.
Well, to me, you kind of said it. High school is a little more structured. Um, you don't necessarily have a team full of kids that just can go play. High school, you have some kids that's not as good as the teammates or not as good as the opponents. But AAU, you can kind of handpick here and there, sometime. And then in AAU, the game is a lot faster. And then even with the officials, you kind of let them bump a little bit more than you would in high school setting. So, I mean, it's a big difference to me.
Now, I know what you said about how the AAU officials kind of let them play. A lot of the players bring that same, they kind of bring that same momentum, that same
Mhm.
attitude from AAU to high school basketball, and it's still playing against high school students, but it's just like I said, it's a different game. How hard is it difficult sometimes trying to change the mindset of the player that just came off an AAU circuit? They probably have been traveling all across the country and won and played against some top five basketball players throughout the country. Is it hard to kind of change their mindset, saying, "Hey, now you're back to structured basketball compared to the AAU circuit"?
I actually love it because I mean you get an edge from some of the kids now in the sense of because in AAU you have a lot of one-on-one basketball offensively, so you do kind of got to change their mindset on that because I love team ball. I don't like that one-on-one stuff. So I mean I love it. Like I say, because the kids got a little edge, especially on defensive end. So playing against some of the best kids, in the state, in the area, the region, or whatever. Then you come back here, like I said, to have some kids that's just okay, and like you say, you have some kids that don't even touch the gym, but dress out in the school uniform, and we have to play against them. So to have those kids to play all summer is great.
Now, with that, I said, play on something like I said, no, your body needs rest, and then transitioning. Which is more important, a good offensive player or a good defensive player?
I'd say a good defensive player. It showed with us this past year. I told this previous group we'll be better defensively than the group before them. We was a little rocky early on guys trying to understand their roles and understand assignments defensively, but it really showed toward the end of the season when it really mattered. So I'd take a defensive player all day because you have to get a stop. You can't trade bucket for bucket. We saw that against Prep. Prep is a well shooting team, and they also were getting stops. We wasn't scoring offensively, and we weren't getting a stop. So I mean, at some point, you have to get a stop. So
Now I'm gonna ask you because I know as being a former player yourself, the name on front of the jersey.
Mhm.
How much does that play a part in some athletes' eyes?
It should play a major part. I mean, in school giving you a chance to play. So I mean, I tell the kids all the time, you have to play for what's on front of your jersey. Then you can get, the name on the back of your jersey. But I mean, I love the fact that a lot of high schools don't put the name on the back of kids' jersey. There's a lot of kids think, hey, my name on the jersey, I get this number. No, you got to play for what's on front of your jersey. Because I mean, this Hillcrest Christian. If you look around the gym, it's a lot of banners up. So I mean, the championship pedigree is here. And like I said, I'm here as a coach now. I'm looking to add to that. So I'm just trying to get those kids to buy in and understand it as well.
And how do you feel sometimes with kids? They look at the schedule, they go down the schedule and say, "Well, this is the game I'm looking for. I don't know about this game. No, we look at it, is this going to be a cakewalk?" And they're sometimes they're predicting their outcome, and the game hasn't even started yet.
Right.
How do you feel about players sometimes? Even you're gonna have some players that's on the bench or that's on the teams like, man, they're gonna beat us. And I know I've heard it and I've seen it, and it irritates me when
Right.
it's like, man, don't even dress out. I only want you on the team. Don't dress out if you're gonna have that mindset. How does it make you feel as a coach, especially does it you hear about it after the game, and then you want to say, well, they're gonna pay for it in practice next day.
Well, I can't stand it because I mean it also shows on the court who's scared and who's not. I mean, all my players know me. I want a dog out there on the court. I schedule games. I'm the one that does the schedule on the games, so I schedule the game. I don't ever schedule an opponent to say this opponent gonna beat us. We're gonna go out there and compete, and we're gonna play hard. We're gonna give our best Hillcrest team. So when I hear it, see it, like I say, it shows on the court, but I also address it at practice the next day as well.
Now, let's talk about fundamentals of basketball right now. A lot of kids really don't. A lot of athletes really don't start playing until their latter years. Like they get into late eighth grade or then start probably high school sometime. How important is it in elementary to start developing your game?
It's very important. And a lot of kids, it shows in a lot of kids, because the IQ aspect comes in the major, part of the game. But just to be able to dribble the ball, shoot the ball, it shows who been doing it and who just started doing it. So it plays a major part in your basketball development. Not saying that a kid at 11th grade can't turn into something, because I mean it's proven over the years in the history of the game. But it helps if a kid can start early on and then just develop over the years.
Now, I know we had quite a few players that we was kind of questioning their talent, but we see the progress because I know a majority of them were with me at junior varsity last year, but I saw the progress. How does it make you feel as a coach? You see the progress, the progression of some of your players. You looked at when you first saw them, you were like, ugh, kind of questionable, but they came in and did the work to get better. You still had to put your foot on the neck a little
Right.
bit, but you see that then the progress. Do you see that is quite? You probably know who I'm talking. I'm not gonna say the name, but you know who he's speaking of. Do you see them improving this upcoming season if they put in the work?
Oh yeah, I actually love that aspect because I love the development. Like I said, I love the progression of a kid. I mean, even with the team, each year your team is gonna get better, even throughout the season. The season, kids supposed to get better. If they don't, then something wrong. But even just like this past year, from the Hillcrest team, you saw the beginning of the year to the end of the season, you saw a big jump, big improvement. The beginning of the year, you wouldn't think we'll be in the state championship game. End of the season, we lose the state championship game by one overtime. So I love to see the progression, development of the kid. And the same thing with the kid individually. Just like us next year, eighth grade point guard right now, AJ Thompson. He's a really good kid. Ball player on the court, off the court, 4'8" eighth grader. Just to see, I'm actually ready to see what he would look like as a freshman on varsity next year.
Coach, now I'm a fussy now, coach. You taking all my players. Like now, like I said, I'm the spade player. The Delta has like, man, now how am I gonna play this hand? Last year I was kind of skeptical. I was like, man, what type of team we gonna have? But we again still run up district. This year I was like, man, he took out a lot of my good players, and some of those players they came to varsity and they contribute. Like, man, I wish I would have had you last year. Like this the way you are now. I'm the same way this year, coach, because I don't know what hand I'm gonna be dealt.
Yeah.
So, and that tells the type of kids that we have here, that they're gonna try to definitely come in and put in the work, and that they're wanting to learn. But I know some of them may be upset because we think we picking on them, fussing. Nah, I think it's just about coaching. What is your expectation for this upcoming season, varsity and junior varsity?
Well, I start with JV in there first. Well, like you say, it's you kind of up in the air on what JV will look like next year, just because of the age group
Yeah,
of JV. I want to say 5 or 6 of those guys will be moving up to varsity
yeah.
from JV. So, just with what you're left with, it's kind of tough to know what you'll look like going into next year. And then with varsity, it's still kind of the same. The expectation gonna always stay the same. I'm not gonna lower it for nobody that comes into Hillcrest and play basketball while I'm here. But just to think about what we will look like, it's kind of up in the air too. We're gonna put in the work. We're gonna work hard. Anytime you step on the court with Hillcrest, you're gonna get our best. But like you say, to have so many young guys, I want to say we got 7, 8 sophomores, 1 junior on that team coming back. And as of right now, unless somebody comes in, Darius Barnes will be the only senior next year. And out of those sophomores, what, 3, maybe 4 played this past season. So to get those guys into the game next year, of course, the game is a lot faster. Even a lot of them mentioned it this year when they did get those minutes. The game is, was a lot faster for them. So, just going into next year, just trying to, like say, train their minds, the game to understand, like, hey, end of the day is basketball. We'll take care of our part as coaches, so make sure you understand and you calm enough to go take care of your business on the court.
Now, coach, I know as a coach, and I know you're a film junkie. Now, you stated you're a film junkie. How frustrating is I know you don't have a lot of hair on your head now, coach. They will make you want to pull your hair because it does to me. I don't have a lot of hair. You watch film, you break a game, you get a game plan about what your opponent is going to do offensively and defensively. Who are the players that does this? Who's excel at this, at rebound and shooting? You prepare your players for the game plan. I know basketball, you're gonna play at least 2 or 3 games a week, and so it's constantly real quick, and you have very little time to really get a game plan down because you want your kids to definitely make sure that they're getting an education as well as getting rest and get prepared. How frustrating is it as a coach is you come out with a game plan, you know exactly what your opponent is going to do. They come out and do it, and you tell the players what to look for. You put them in position of what to expect, but they fail to follow through. And the outcome sometimes it varies. The outcome varies. Sometimes you can blow them out, or you can win close, or you lose. How frustrating that is as a coach.
Well, it's very frustrating because, I am a film junkie. I watch film all day and night just to try to make sure we are prepared, you know, for any opponent. But also, the game is about adjustments. That's what coaches do. They make adjustments. So we can't play for the kids. You can, like say, you can only give them the tools they need, but you can't make them go do the job, the correct way. So, like I say, it's about adjustments. So we just try to make adjustments when we need to, in order to win the basketball game.
I know it irritates coach. I know it's frustrating. It frustrates me. I'm gonna be honest with you. It does. It frustrates me. The kids, especially this some of the generation kids, they know the game, but they don't know the game. Everybody wants to make it to the NBA. I have no problem with that because that was my aspiration to make it to professional. But there are steps that you got to take, and the game is not played the same from each level. From Pee Wee League, from elementary, first and second grade, they let you run up and down the court like you run the football. They're not gonna call trial, but they kind of educate. Hey, dribble the ball. The official would kind of teach you the game along. Compared to late elementary, you getting more better into it. You play your man-to-man defense because you're not teaching zone yet because they don't quite understand it. Then you get to middle school, you get it more in IQ basketball. Get into to really know what is going on. Then you get in high school, it's really more structure. Then that's when your talent is excelling. But then you get to college, you playing against some very talented player. But everybody wants to make it to the NBA. Again, I had no problem with that. That was my aspiration, playing professional. How difficult it is sometimes the kids that watch NBA, but they don't look at all other levels of basketball because the rules are different. You can do certain things in different leagues, but how important it is for the kids to definitely look at all levels of basketball to understand how the game operates?
Well, it's very important because, like you say, the rules are different in the NBA than they are in high school. So for me, like I tell the kids, I don't mind you watching the NBA, but you do need to watch a lot of college basketball and go watch some other high school, games as well. So you can also look at some of the mistakes that they're, making. Not saying that the pros don't make the mistakes, but it's rare that you're gonna get a high school kid that can consistently shoot a shot from half court like you would, seeing the pros or even in high school. You can't take 3 steps as you can in the pros. So I stress it to my guys a whole lot. They need to be watching other high school teams or even college basketball, and then come out here on the court and work on that game, and stop trying to bring what they see from the pros to the court.
Now, well, I said you're a film junkie as well, so I know you watch basketball outside of, when you have opportunity to not at practice with your team as well as, playing the game. Do you watch other high school, others? I mean, even watching basketball, do you pick up, plays or ways of doing certain plays, or even if you have a play, you say, "Hey, that's kind of like how my play operate," but then they kind of got a little twist to it. Do you observe other coaches how they coach and how they handle situations as well while
Uh,
you're watching the game?
High school wise, I do, and only because they dealing with other 14, 15, 16-year-old kids like I am. So when certain situations occur, I need to know and understand how they would go about it, so I may need to adjust and do this. But so far, when it comes to plays and stuff like that, I look at a lot of college, because I do have guys that want to go play college basketball. So I try to pull some stuff that I learned from college into here, and then for me, I can make the adjustments so we can get a step ahead of our opponents, because a lot of coaches in high school aren't doing it, or a lot of players aren't ready for that. But when we come here with our guys, I try to make sure our guys prepared for those situations and moments and stuff like that.
Now, with like I said, you bringing the college aspect down to high school, how receptive sometimes are the high school players, especially the younger ones, compared to what you've seen that a college coach do, and you see how beneficial it was. Then they bring it to this, like, man, I don't know how to do this. No, how to do do a nice, good high screen pick. I mean, roll off a high screen. How receptive are the young guys to that compared to some of your juniors and seniors? I know which you've had for quite a few times, and you kind of instilled that into them.
Well, for a lot of the young guys, it's tough starting out, because a lot of stuff either moving too fast for them or just a lot of information. But we have enough time in the gym, and like I said, we as coaches, it's 5 of us on staff, so we try to make sure all the guys understanding everything that's going on. Like I said, if they can't just grasp it right then, we'll push them to the side, talk to them, and then they also watching and seeing what's going on the court. But even last year, well, my first full year group, when they started looking at some of the stuff, they didn't necessarily believe it at first, because a lot of kids now is one of those show me type generation. So they actually had to see it work in order to buy in and believe it. So once they actually saw it working, it's like, oh yeah, coach, we like this.
Now, with some of like I said, they don't understand fundamental basketball. I see talent. Talent is everywhere. You have talent, but trying to tweak it to where it can fit fundamental. Sometimes the kids, the athletes, they don't receive it very well. They think that you're trying to change their game. What is ways that you kind of have to work with some of your talented athletes to say, hey, let's work on skills, do it this way because this will make you a better overall player?
Well, I can't speak for all kids, but just the kids we have here, Chris, it's all about just the mental part of it. A lot of them just got to believe that they can do certain stuff, because a lot of them don't. We actually have 2 players here just like that, Braylon Moore and Christian Wade. Both of those kids probably got the best 2 skill sets here at Hillcrest. But it's just trying to get those guys to believe and understand that they can do certain stuff, and then you can go work on this, you can go work on that. But do what you do well, and then we'll slowly progress on working on something else. But like I say, just that mental aspect of getting them to push forward and do what they do well.
But the mental aspect, I know that's definitely a major part in any type of athlete, especially some of your athletes that are very talented. What are ways that you can kind of help them develop mentally? I know some people say I don't have to bring in no psychologists because they don't understand basketball. Sometimes it's not just about the game of basketball. Like I said, it's the way that we think and operate. what are some ways that you have picked up to kind of help the kids, help the athletes to develop themselves mentally to say, hey, well, coach said that I can do this. I see that I can do it. I know I can do it, but now I need to go ahead and do it.
Mhm. Well, the first thing and one of the biggest things is just make sure that the kid understands and know that you believe in them. And that's one thing we do here, Chris. We make sure that they understand and know that we do believe in them. We give them the opportunity to go out there and show it and do it. So, I mean, if a kid understands that and know that, and you keep telling them, and, and pushing them forward, it'll eventually come out. It's just a matter of time when.
Yeah. Again, this is more on the road, Bernard Moore the third. We're here at Hillcrest Christian School, 4060 South Side Road, talking with the district class. What's the class? District something coach of the year, with player of the year, defensive player of the year, and a couple of first team all district players and conference. Um, Got have a few guys to get some work in, but definitely I want to thank our supporters here at Hillcrest. Like I said, I'm a part of the Hillcrest basketball program as well. I want to thank them for their support. And you see, we have a few guys who are getting a little work in. It's all about getting that work in. Now I know if wherever you are, I know you may hear a little storm, but I said it's windy outside. We got some high wind advisory here in the Jackson metro area. So if you're out there, be safe, be careful, take cover, all that good stuff. But definitely sit out and enjoy and have fun. So again, we're here talking with Coach Greg Thetford, head coach here at Hillcrest Christian School. Coach, let's talk about the girls. I know you're not the girls coach, but I know we do work hand in hand with the girls. What improvement you saw out the girls for that? So this is Coach going to Coach Wilson Sexy. I know she probably gonna talk about it because I said you interviewing Coach Greg. Why you didn't bring me on? Coach, I'm gonna get you on soon too, Coach. What is the improvement you see different in the girls from last year to this year as well?
Uh, just that a lot of the girls that's playing now, they want it. They want to play. They want to get in the gym to get better. And but the biggest thing with them, they just needed the reps. They're a very very young team, and also they're a very young team playing varsity basketball games. So just those girls getting the reps was a major part for them. So I mean, the more you play, the better. I mean, the better you will get.
So, Coach, I know we've asked this question before, Coach. What are some things that you need as a coach and as a program to help take this program? Now, I know we could look around gyms like 2000 Class 3A champion, then Class overall champ, 2001 Class 4A, no, excuse me, Class 4A champion, overall champs in 2000, as well as 2001. That's back-to-back overall champion, Class 4A champion. Then 2003 overall champ, 2007 Class 3A champion. What is something that you need right now, like either from equipment or some more players, big or small, or a guard, or uh, need to definitely go ahead and put your banner, go ahead and edge your name as a championship coach, not a run-up, a championship coach
Yeah.
here at Hillcrest.
Well, just speaking to the end of it, I mean, I just need my guys to just get in the gym and continue to be in the gym and get better. More players are needed just because we're a small school. So, as of right now, like I said, my sophomore class is our biggest class. So, once those guys leave out, it's going to leave you with a handful of kids in each grade. So, of course, more kids are needed. Equipment-wise, basketballs are always needed. New basketballs, but just like I said, the biggest thing just for my guys to get in the gym and stay in the gym, rest their bodies, and watch the game.
Yeah. Now, how important is dealing with nutrition as well? Because I know a lot of kids, they want to eat the hot Cheetos, the hot Funyuns. My son, they got me eating the hot Funyuns and hot Cheetos now. Eating those particular type of meals instead of eating fruit and proteins. And as I say, one of my teammates' mother drink our juices and eat our vegetables. How important? What type of nutrition do you think you can kind of encourage the kids to put into their body so that they can, like I said, endure playing day after day after day on the court, and then help and heal their bodies, have good recovery throughout their bodies, their injuries?
Well, they definitely need to leave the hot chips and stuff alone. I even had a kid this past season was trying to eat some nachos before the game. I'm like, it's cheese and dairy. Like, you don't need that. Had some kids some years ago in AAU eating nachos, and I said, hey, look, you finna have a bad game. And sure enough, he got in the game. He needed me to take him out. But the kids that need like to eat some deli sandwiches or something like that, just something light. Not too, not too filling, but just something enough, to put on their stomach. Drink plenty of fluids, stay hydrated, water, Gatorade, Powerade, and stuff like that. Electrolytes. So.
What is now? I know I'm probably getting ahead again. What a type of conditioning that we're looking for this upcoming season to get the guys ready? Like I said, playing 2 or 3 games a week.
Oh, we hitting that track good. Like I said, I told the guys we're gonna give them a little break, and then we got to get out there on that track so they can get in some shape. This past season, it was a struggle early on, and I think it's going to be even more struggle next year because probably like a good 95 to 98% of the kids coming from the football field, and I want to say it's like a week and a half, 2 week gap in between football and basketball season. So we're gonna definitely have to get in some type of shape, especially with those guys coming from the football field. So that track is gonna be used a good bit, and a lot of these stairs in this court are gonna be used to get some good conditioning in.
What are the guys expecting for this upcoming summer? The ones that'll be here and that are potentially are not involved in the AAU circuit or AAU basketball.
Just being in the gym, putting in some work. We're gonna play one, maybe two summer league games or tournaments, but I'm not really stressing it this summer because, like I said, a lot of my guys do need to get in the gym and work on the fundamental aspect of their games to be better.
Now, how do you feel about when guys they go off? They really don't hit the gym a lot like I supposed to, but they go off and work out with another trainer, a personal trainer, or they go off and work out with other guys at other schools. How do you feel about you guys doing that sometime instead of working collectively as a team to get into jail with each other so that they know each other when they're on the court?
Uh, to work collectively as a team, I would love that even more. Because like I said, it builds camaraderie as well. But to go work with a trainer, anybody, I'm not upset about that. Just as long as they're working on stuff that's going to translate to the game. Because a lot of trainers aren't working on stuff that's translating to the kids' game, and some of them are also training each kid the same. So you might have a kid that can barely dribble the basketball. He's trying to go between the legs and go behind the back and all that. So some kids, need to just find somebody that understands what their need is and then just work on that.
How important is yoga involved in an athlete's life?
Uh, it's a good it's good. I mean, it's a good routine. We did yoga when I ran track in high school, and that actually was pretty good for us. It was new to us as well, being 16, 17-year-old kid doing yoga in high school the day before a track meet. It's real good. That's a good stretch for your body. I tried finding somebody that can come in and do yoga with us my first year here. So hopefully I can actually put that to the test next year and we can get out here the day before the game or something like that and do some yoga because it's good for your mind and your body.
Now, do the guys get some quiet time where, like, I know being a former player and being a former coach, well, being a former player in the locker room, we want the music bumping, all that stuff. Don't get as I say, get hyper, get crunk, and all that type of stuff. Do you ever tell the guys just sit down and just turn the lights off and just sit in the dark room and get quiet to focus before a game?
I don't necessarily just tell them just sit down and be quiet because everybody kind of lock in different per se. But all the loud music and stuff, I don't really just too much care for because sometimes it's just too rowdy. But I don't really just tell them what to do and what not to do before a game.
All right. Well, Coach, I really do appreciate your time for joining us this Saturday. Wendy said, I know the guys were kind of excited. Hey, we're going to go up and get a little workout because I know one of mine, he was like, he barely woke up. I said, I'm going to go to the gym. All right, give me a moment. He hurried up and came out here. Is there anything you definitely want to share with our followers, though, about what Hillcrest need as a program and then let the new district they were about to go into, let them know what they're getting ready for?
Just to the follow, just continue to follow and subscribe, but also come support Hillcrest next year. Like I said, we got a lot of great things going on here. And to the new district, I mean, Hillcrest coming. I already talked to some of the coaches over there. They know we coming. Know we're not gonna back down. I know they're not gonna back down, but I mean, it's gonna be a dog fight for them. So we just looking to have fun and continue to do what we're doing over here.
Who all in addition now?
Us, Lamar Christian, Silver Bay, Prentice, Centralville, and Laurel Christian.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So they don't know what they're in the waiting for.
Yeah. Hey, I tell everybody, hey, when we step on the floor, hey, we cool after the game, but we step on the floor, I gotta let my guys take care of their business.
All right, Coach. Well, Coach, great there for here, Chris. I really do appreciate the time for joining me this Saturday, man. I know these kids ready to get excited. Go ahead and get them a little bit more run in. But Coach, appreciate the time for joining us this Saturday.
I appreciate it.
Again, man, thank you for joining and tuning us in. This is More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management, man. You know how we're going to end out. Talk to you guys. See you soon somewhere. Don't know where we're going to be. Holler at you guys later.